Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to do a first impressions on a brush set that was sent to me. It's a set called my makeup brush set. So I found them through Instagram, so this is their Instagram page. Sorry, I don't have a viewfinder, so I can't tell if it focuses. Stop touching your hair. Okay, we're done. So I found them through their Instagram, and I went on their website to look at it because they look like a dupe for the Artis brush. Now, I don't have the Artis brush. I haven't ever tried the Artis brush. They're outrageously expensive to me. Basically, they look like that. I did have a couple of them contact me asking if I would like to have the brushes sent to me in exchange for posting a picture. I wanted to give them a try out. So I found them through Instagram. Let me just like back this all up. So when I look on their website, so when I got the package, it came in just a bag. It didn't come in a box or anything. And then it came in this black velvety-ish case for them. It came with a card, which I'll go over what that says in a second. But it came with, they're flying. Came with 10 different brushes. And this, I was actually looking on their website, that this brush set is Aphrodite 10-piece oval brush set. I'm just on their website right now to tell you what they say. So it looks like, as far as the oval brushes, they have just a regular black set. They have the Midas Touch, which it looks like an all goldish set. And then they have one that's a gold and black set, which, so this top half is gold and then this is black. All of them are 10 pieces, it looks like, too. So it came with these brushes, and then it also came with this card. Basically, it says that if you post a selfie with your new brush set, you could enter a chance to win $500 using that hashtag. And then the back also says that there's a 20% off coupon, which I will put the code in the description box. It's not an affiliate code or anything. And then it looks like they also give you a code for your next purchase for the summer for 20% off, which I will link that down below. So yeah. So I had to pull up their website in order to see what each brush is for because, like I said, I've never actually used these brushes. So they go by A to J, they don't go by a number. So we are going to go ahead and try using them. Okay, so we're going to attempt to use these. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to use the Tarte Rainforest with the C foundation just because that's what I've been using lately. Normally, I think I've seen a lot of people when they use these kind of brushes, they just kind of put the foundation on their They just put the foundation on their finger and then just kind of put it in places rather than having this pick it up. So as far as the brushes themselves, they are very soft. Oh, they feel so good. I understand why people love these kind of brushes. They are very soft. They do seem pretty dense. Now this is plastic. They aren't heavy. The big one feels a little heavy just because of all the bristles, but like smaller ones feel very plastic and flimsy. And then I do notice if I'm pushing too hard, it bends really easy. So you might want to be just careful of that. But then again, when you're on your face, you're not bending very hard. So, oh, I forgot to tell you. One more thing. So on the website right now, it shows that they are $400 and then it's scratched out and says it's on sale for $39.99. I don't know if that means they're ever going to actually be $400 or if that's just comparing them to the Artis brush that are actually valued at about $400-ish. So like I said, I don't know if that's just to show what they could cost, but they're on sale for $39.99. But basically they're on sale for pretty much $40. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and use the Tarte foundation. And I'm going to use just a flat brush just to kind of paint it on my face real quick. I'm not going to paint too much just to see how far a little amount could go versus what I typically put on my face. Now if this covers, this is a miracle because I have a lot of redness today. we're just gonna leave it at that for now. So because technically it was only 1 and maybe a little 1.5 pump, which I typically use, you know, 2 to 3. So I'm gonna attempt to use the big brush. I don't know if it's gonna be too big for me. So far, playing with it, there's not really too much shedding. Or actually, there's almost no shedding at all. Oh, wait. There's one. Alright, so there's a little bit. No. And that's like there's not coming out. What are you then? Okay. That wasn't shedding, that was just a couple pieces that were longer than the rest. So far, yeah, I haven't really had any shedding problems. Oh, there's one. So it looks like there's maybe 1 or 2, which, you know, on all honesty, most brushes I get, there's always a couple at first, but we are going to attempt to use this. So I know most of these kind of brushes, they say that you just kind of go in a sliding motion, so. So for the small amount I used, it actually went pretty far. Now I know this foundation itself, it requires you to use more than 1 pump in order to get medium to full coverage. So I'm going to use a little more. I'm actually going to go to the next size down and try that brush, see if it works any better for me. And then I'm just going to pop a little bit more where I still have a lot of redness coming through. But I'm not going to use, like I said, too much. All these stupid zips. So far I like them. I did notice it covered it when I did the second pump. Like I said, that's mostly the foundation, not necessarily these. It did do what every other brush has done for me, and I get really red here, and for some reason right here is where my face doesn't like to hold product, and brushes will put it on there, and then as soon as I'm still trying to get it to look even on my skin, it takes it away. So it did do that. This one, obviously it's bigger, so it covered more surface area, but I still like to go in with this just to get more precise. What I do like is they don't even look dirty. So now we're going to go in with concealer. I'm going to use this Tarte Rainforest of the Sea Aqua Sealer concealer. And we're just going to apply it in the normal spots that I put it. Alright, so then I'm going to use the brush E in the Aphrodite collection to buff out my concealer. Alright, so far what I noticed is, especially when trying these out, don't put as much as you normally do. So this is the amount I normally put on, but it took me a while to fade it into my skin. It actually ended up, if you can see it, going clear down here because I had put so much, because that's what I'm used to putting, but with this you don't need as much apparently. Whoops. Okay, so for the concealer brush, less is definitely more in that case, because I don't know if you could really tell in the video since it's sped up, but it started to come clear down here because of how much extra there was, just because this doesn't take product, whereas, you know, your beauty blender takes some of your product and whatnot. So it says that these big brushes are also for setting powder. I'm going to use that same brush that I just did my concealer with, which was not that, it was this, to set my under eye, and I'm just going to use the Kat Von D palette and this light shade. So that was awesome. I didn't lose as much product. Typically when I'm using like the beauty blender, any sponge, even doing it light-handed, I lose a lot where this redness is, and I really didn't lose much. It does pull your eyes a slight bit, if you can see that, even using it lightly, but really barely pulls it. So I do really like that. Now I'm going to go in with my MAC Studio Fit Finish in medium. And I'm going to use the big fluffy brush to set the rest of my face. I am so impressed so far. Now we are going to contour my face, and I'm just going to use the Shade and Light palette. I'm going to actually, I'm going to bronze up my face first, so I'm going to use this middle shade. It is called Shadow Play. So I'm going to go in with the brush number, or letter C. So it is the third size down, just to kind of bronze up my face. Okay, okay, I see. So today we're gonna be a golden bronze. Oh my gosh. We're gonna be a bronzy goddess today, apparently. That's so crazy. Can you guys see this? So obviously you saw I put a huge amount on accident, but it made it blend out like a dream. And I mean, don't get me wrong, I've done it before with other brushes and it doesn't ever blend out that well. I'm not gonna really contour because I haven't really been into contouring much lately. But what I am gonna do is I'm gonna use the longest linear brush, which is brush F, and I'm gonna use that to contour my nose. So I am gonna just pick up most cool tone shade color in this palette, which is Subconscious. I'm gonna use this e.l.f. blush in Tickled Pink. We're going to attempt to use these eyeshadow brushes. I'm very scared. I'm not going to lie. So I'm just going to use the Urban Decay palette because it's my trusted palette. I'm just going to use the two browns in here to give me some dimension, and then I'm just going to use one of the light colors for my lid. I'm not going to go too crazy on this look just because, like I said, I'm scared to use them. So I'm going to go in with this brush, the brush I. So it's the one that is the flat. Alright, so I'm going to use this brush to go in with the Anaheim shade in this palette, which is the Cool Tone Brown. This is really awkward. And then we're going to go in with Zone, which is the Warm Tone Brown. We're giving it a chance. Giving it a chance. So I'm going to go into this palette and pick up Steady, which is kind of a shimmery pink-ish peach color. I don't know how to explain it. I'm actually going to use the same brush because when I wipe it on my hand, nothing else is coming off on it. I'm going to go into the gold shade in this palette instead, which is 1987. It's an intense gold. Now I'm going to wipe whatever is left on the back of my hand because I just want to use the same brush. So then I'm just going to use this to blend the crease and the lid together. I'm going to go into my Hard Candy Natural Eyes palette and pick up the dark brown in this shade, or in this palette, we're just going to pick up a little bit, just to define my crease a little more. So I'm going to use brush F, which is the middle linear size. And I'm going to use that to kind of tight line my under eye. So I'm going to go in with that dark shade. And we're going to wish me luck. Alright. Okay. I'm going to use that same brush to go back in the Urban Decay palette. The Urban Decay Gwen Stefani. Sorry, I never told you that. I'm going to use that to go back in and take that Anaheim shade, the Cool Tone Brown, and just use that to buff this out. Alright, I'm going to go in with my highlighter, but first I'm actually going to spray my face with MAC Fix Plus. So I'm going to use the highlighter I've been using forever now, or every day now. This is the Wet n Wild Precious Petals. It is one of their new highlighters. I'm obsessed with it. So I'm going to go in with the linear brush, the biggest one. I'm going to go in just to kind of place the product, and then I'm going to use a different brush to blend it out better. So I'm going to go in and kind of turn it sideways. So now that I have my brows on, the only thing left to do is my eyeliner. I'm like dead scared. I don't think you realize how afraid I am. I have trouble doing eyeliner normally, let alone with something new. But be fun. Okay, so I'm gonna use the smallest linear brush, which is brush 8. And then I'm gonna go in with my Mica or Mica Beauty gel eyeliner. And we're just gonna go to town. I'm gonna start on my lid instead of a line. Because I have a feeling that it's not this part, it's gonna be hard, it's gonna be the wing. So nope. Nope. Alright. Let's try a different brush and see if it's because of the density. So we're gonna try the step up. So then I can't even get this in there. Okay. Alright. We're gonna leave it. It's truly how it is. I can't save it. Okay. Okay. So these are my liners. So before I attempt to fix this, I just want you to see what happened. So in all honesty, these brushes are good for liner, like lid liner. I would not recommend them if you're wanting to do the wing part. Just because they're both, you know, because they're linear, they're more flimsy. But as far as doing it on your lid, it actually wasn't bad. I just wouldn't recommend it for your wing. Alright, so I'm actually just going to go in and try to clean them up real quick. Okay, so this is the finished look. I kind of had to make the wings extremely big. I'm going to take this NYX Liquid Suede in the color Sandstorm, and I'm just going to put some on the back of my hand. And then I'm going to use this brush to pick it up and put the lipstick on. I find it hard to use this, not because of the brush itself, but more because, okay, the brush itself. I would have to use this a lot more to get used to it. Obviously that happens with any brush you use. You have to get more comfortable with using it. I have very awkward proportioned lips that they're not equal, they're not symmetrical. So it was hard for me to make them similar. But it still actually applied it really well, and like I said, it'd probably be a lot easier if I had some kind of like gel pot form of lip gloss rather than using a liquid lipstick. So overall, my thoughts are that these brushes are a really good brush. I think it is an amazing deal that you get 10 brushes for basically $40. I really, let me say it one more time, really love the face brushes. All of these face brushes work amazing. They feel, especially the biggest one, I don't want to put it on my face right now, but it just feels so amazing. I love how soft it is. And the eye brushes, which are like, I'm gonna have to clean this, but I like them and I don't. So, not the brush itself, it's just, to me, it's awkward. It's just, I'm not used to it, it's uncomfortable for me. And I'm not saying they don't work good, they do work good. It's just something I'd have to get used to being able to, you know, angle it in there. I do really like it for actually blending the product. So no matter what, even if I can't get used to this brush, I will still use this brush to help blend my colors together because it really works really well to do that. Like I said with the lip brush, you know my thoughts on that. Now these linear brushes. The biggest one I found really nice for especially nose contouring. It'd probably be really good to actually contour to get that line and then use one of the bigger face brushes to buff it out. So I mean, I really actually like this brush. The second one down, the second size down, I do like for blending my under eye. I wouldn't necessarily like it for a placing product if I'm wanting to do like a pop of color where I want it to be intense there, because these brushes are really good at blending your product together. So in that sense, it wouldn't have that pop too easily. But I do really like it for, like I said, blending my colors together. This small brush, it says you can also do for eyebrow. I didn't use it for eyebrow, so I don't know if it's going to work that good, but I like to use a pencil. But as far as for doing your eyeliner, I actually do really like these brushes for doing the lid liner. I do not recommend them for doing the wing, just because the wing itself is something that you have to do pretty precisely, and it's just, it was too hard for me to do that with these brushes. But like I said, the liner on the lid part was really easy to do with them. Also, I think if I didn't use gel, it would have been really good to do that. You know, what is it? You know how Kim Kardashian came out with that smoky reverse lid? I think using, eyeshadow with these would have actually been really good to do a wing eyeshadow wise. As far as gel, I wouldn't do it. But overall, I really do love these brushes. I will definitely be using the face brushes probably daily. In all honesty, they've probably replaced all of my brushes. If you've tried them too, let me know what you think. If you used a brush differently than I did and you find it worked better for that way versus what I used it for, let me know in the comments down below. Like I said, I will put that coupon code that was on the back of this card that comes with the brushes down below as well, so you can use that. But that's all I have to say for this video, so thank you for watching, and until next time.